Dear friends, this is a quick review on fractal markets, basically discussing what it means, how you can utilize fractal market structure, and how important it can be in staging your trades. Now, be advised this is for educational purposes because I'm not really giving any um directive on what to do on the market. Okay, but this is just for you to learn and then take it in consideration while making analysis for your trades. Okay, fractal market, again, I will say it's not an A plus setup. Okay, it's not something you will see and say this is all I need to see and then you dive into your trades. But it's something that can guide you in order to make adequate decisions while taking your trades. Okay, so we'll not waste much of our time. If you're just seeing our videos for the first time, please do also like, subscribe, and hit the share button. Also hit the comment for the next concept you want us to discuss, whatever it may be, and we'll discuss it right in the next video. Okay, so now let's just for the sake of this video use CAD JPY, Canadian dollar, Japanese yen, and then we'll be discussing fractal market structure. Okay, so firstly, what is fractal market structure now in forex market? Means that whatever it is that happens on a higher time frame also happens on a lower time frame. More like anything that happens on a lower time frame now is what builds up to give that move on a higher time frame. Okay, so basically now if we're seeing any uptrend on a higher time frame, even on a lower time frame, you'll still see the same uptrend. Okay, so we're on a weekly time frame, and we're going to be using just this candle as a case study. All right, there are quite a lot of things I've analyzed in between here, but while we scroll down, you'll see it. We're going to be using this candle basically for our case study. Where here is our break of structure. Okay, this was the last low break of structure. So basically now we know we are on a buy move. Okay, from this zone, we know we're on a buy move. So whatever it is that is in this weekly time frame now is what we're going to see in the lower time frame. So let's just scale down into the 4 hours time frame firstly, then looking closely to see how price delivered the structure now, see how the structure is delivered to the higher time frames. Okay, so it started from this area now, from this zone now, where the market shifted on the 4 hour time frame. So basically now we are bound to understand the major thing now we're discussing here is to see how the structures now from a lower time frame builds up now to give us the higher time frame structures. Okay, so from the 4 hour time frame we are on a buy move. Okay, basically even up to this point, this was the last high, and it has been taken out at this point now and it's moving. Okay, so now having identified these areas, we can still go down to this zone, this very zone now, that is this very immediate zone. Okay, can still go down to this very immediate zone right here to identify this same move, which is the uptrend movement. Okay, if you remember correctly, we already said that fractal market is delivery of price from the higher time frame down to the lower time frame, or the build up of price from the lower time frame to the higher time frames. All right, so this is basically what we're seeing here. This was a retest, a counter trade into our area of value right here, and then after liquidations or a couple of mitigations at this zone now, it is gradually progressing to the upside. Okay, so this is on a 30 minutes time frame, and as you can see, we are gradually taking buys. This is the weekend, I must add, and the market is currently closed, so we're looking at taking buys from Monday. Okay, maybe buy from this zone and then progressively target the upper zones, that's the external ranges, maybe from here. Yeah, basically here, and then target this area and the toughest external range. So this was on a 30 minutes time frame. Now let's go down to a 15 minutes time frame, probably a 5 minutes time frame, so you can see exactly what I am trying to show you from here. This is on a 15 minutes time frame, and this is the structure. Same thing, no changes. So the market is always fractal in the sense that anything that the market delivers on a higher time frame is what's going to be there on the lower time frame. Anything that is built up on a lower time frame, you will find on a higher time frame. Okay. But one advice I would drop for you in this video is firstly, 4 hour time frame is the best. Okay, 4 hour time frame is the best in taking any entries and in identifying your structural bias. Okay, you identify your move from weekly, daily, then you plot out your break of structures, your other blocks, then you can now scale down to lower time frames like the 10 minutes, 15 minutes, the 30 minutes, the 45 minutes, the 1 hour, depending on the type of trader you are, be it a scalper, a day trader. All right, so let's go on to 5 minutes time frame now. So we can now see appropriately this did not reach. Okay, if it had reached, I would have said this is a mitigation right here because it didn't close with the body close. So there is no definite break of structure at this zone. Okay, because it didn't close above. So we're deleting the line. And then what we've analyzed still stands. Okay, this areas of value has been mitigated already. So I wouldn't say I'll pick entry from these zones because these zones have been mitigated. Look closely, they have been very much mitigated. So I'm not looking for entries here. Rather, I'm looking for entry from this particular zone that there has been no mitigation from here. And then going down, going up to a higher time frame now to get my targets and then identify where I'll set my stops from here. Alright, so basically this is what I'm trying to explain for you, and I have to say again, this video is for academic purposes. This thing I just plotted now, it's not a very defined entry, so I wouldn't take this if it was like this. Okay, I will still go and reanalyze probably during this weekend now so as to properly identify what's going on in these trades. Okay, so I believe with what we said now, having been explained what fractal market structure is and how you can identify it, both on a higher time frame and a lower time frame, which you can take your entries from any of them. Okay. The reason why we go to lower time frame is for refinement of entries. Alright, to get more precise entries. But beware, while getting your while refining your entries, you might run into a lot of missed entries. Okay, you might run into a lot of missed entries, but if you eventually catch the trade, you'll be having a very minimal stop loss and a good risk to reward. All right, so I believe this video has been informative. If you've gotten something from this video, please do what to like, subscribe, and share. Also hit the comment section, tell us what we need to discuss in the next video. Hopefully in the next session we're trying to in the next videos or the next consecutive videos, we're opening up a series. Okay, a very good series that includes weekly analysis and weekly market breakdown. Okay, to see and to show you guys how I stage my trades, how I take my entries, how I manage my loss.